Hello, welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Miss Stout. Some of you I know, and I'm so happy to see you again, have you again in my classes this year. Some of you, this is your first time meeting me. So I'm just here to tell you a little bit about my classes, about me, and about what you can expect, what you and your students can expect in Latin class. So I am Amelia Stout. I teach all 4 levels of Latin from level 1 all the way up to AP. Here's my schedule, how it looks during the day. Here is the remind codes. Here are the remind codes for each of my classes. I use these to communicate, to remind kids about things. And then here's my email address. You are welcome to email me at any time. If you want to join the reminds, you can, but if it's important, I'll email you. Okay, so here's a little bit about me. This is my 7th year at Magnet. I teach all levels of Latin. I sponsor Model UN. I co-sponsor our new World Languages Club. I am the Foreign Language Department Chair. I love traveling. I love music, reading, all of those good things. And I'm super excited. Latin is my one true love, so I love sharing it with the kids. I am originally from Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I was born and raised. I went to college at Rhodes College in Memphis, and I was a Greek and Roman studies major, and my concentration was classical languages. So Latin is my special thing. So for my classes, there is a $10 class fee for each Latin class. This goes towards registering us for the National Latin Exam, which is an international competition that we take in March. For first hour, there's an additional $10 homeroom fee. And those can be paid to me, to Miss Debbie, the bookkeeper, or you can pay online at Pay For It. So again, if you're in my first hour, that'll be a total of $20, $10 for homeroom, $10 for Latin, and then for everybody else, $10 even. My grading policy is pretty simple. We do a ton of we do a ton of classworks. I don't give a lot of homework, and classworks generally tend to go in the grade book at 10 points, and there's a lot of them. So the best way to get a good grade is to just be present and active in class and turn in all of the classworks. Quizzes range from 30 to 50 points, and tests are 100. And I like to give announced and unannounced quizzes. I do accept late work. They can turn in their late work for 75% credit until the week before the grading period ends. And I don't tend to give bonus opportunities. If a student comes and asks for a bonus opportunity, my first step will be to look in the grade book and see if they're missing any assignments, give them the opportunity to do those assignments that have already been assigned. Then I can come up with some bonus opportunities. I can come before or after school to help your students if they want tutoring or extra help. I can also set them up with a peer tutor. Just by appointment, I'm super flexible. In March, we take the National Latin Exam, which is actually an international contest. It's just a multiple choice test, but it's a great way to see how we stack up against other schools in Louisiana, other schools in the US, and other schools in the world. And the students can win certificates and medals for outstanding scores. These look really good on your resume. And if you get 4 years of awards, that qualifies your students to apply for National Latin Exam scholarships. So it's a great way to be in contact with the classics community. You can go to nle.org for more information. In Latin 4, we take the AP. That is our big test. It's a College Board advanced placement exam, and it focuses on the Aeneid, which was written by Virgil, and half of Caesar's De Bello Gallico, which is written by our friend Julius Caesar. In Latin 3, we treat it as a pre-AP, so we scaffold instruction so that we are ready to read Latin poetry and prose in the AP. So in Latin 3, I like to read my favorite poet, Ovid, and we learn about poetic devices, about the history of Rome, all sorts of fun stuff. Here's again my contact information. And if you're new to me, then this is for you. If you are a returning customer, you can skip it. So I like to show the preamble to the Constitution, and then usually I ask, how many of these words do you think came from Latin? And maybe you'd be surprised, maybe you know exactly, but all of these highlighted words are ones that come from Latin. So Latin actually is the derivative language of around 60% of all English words. And if you count English words with 2 or more syllables, it goes up to 70%. And the more complicated the word is, the more likely it is to have come from Latin. In addition, Latin is used by professionals in lots of fields like medicine, law, and obviously classics. So it's not just about reading texts, which is what our goal of the class is, but it's also about becoming a better English speaker and a better student by understanding how words work, which is one of my favorite parts. Latin has a precise set of grammar rules. Latin grammar shares a lot of commonalities with English, and learning and mastering Latin grammar can help the students understand the complexities of English grammar. So we see their grammar scores and their reading comprehension scores, even in English, shoot up. If you learn to study Latin, you get to try out lots of different types of texts. There's plays, there's philosophy, there's mythology, there's all sorts of great texts to choose from. In Latin 1 and 2, we do the basics of grammar, vocabulary, history, and culture using a textbook. In Latin 3 and 4, we sort of go off book and read original Latin written by ancient Romans. Okay, here's why you should consider taking Latin all 4 years. There are a ton of benefits to taking a language course all 4 years of high school. Lots of colleges and universities really like to see that on the transcript. It shows dedication to the language, and it shows that you really get a facility with the language. All students who take 4 years of a world language, or like if you come in level 2, take up to level 4, receive the Louisiana State Seal of Biliteracy, which is a diploma endorsement awarded by the state. You can also possibly earn college credit with the AP exam taken on level 4. Even if you don't get college credit, a lot of people get placement credit where they can place out of a language requirement at college or place up in their language. And it's fun. We really form a connection by spending 4 years together. And I love writing recommendations for my repeat students. It's so special to watch them freshman year all the way through senior year and then get to write them a recommendation as they prepare for the next step. So about the text, a little bit about my sort of pedagogical approach. We do a graduated reader where we have stories that start off simple and then get harder, and they build on themes and grammatical concepts. And what this means is that we sort of spiral, and every single time we learn something new, we're going to come back to it. So if you don't get it the first time, you're going to get it the next time, or the next time it's going to keep coming back. So we sort of build gradually. So at the beginning of the year, they're reading like very simple sentences, the dog is in the house. And by the end of the year, they're reading complex sentences and stories, and they don't even realize. So in the Red Book, if you're in Latin 1, it's all about Quintus and his family trying to escape from Pompeii before the eruption of Vesuvius. Then we go to Roman Britain and Egypt and meet all sorts of fun characters. Then in Latin 2, we are in Roman Britain with Quintus. There's a murder plot. There's a very old king. There's a lot of fun stuff. In Latin 1, our goal is to read the first 20 chapters of our course, which is the Cambridge Latin course, if you want to Google it. But we also learn things that aren't in the book. We sing a lot, and we prepare to take the National Latin exam. Unlike in other world languages, we're not going to be communicating in the language. We are not going to be conversational, but the goal is to read Latin in the original. So every single day we read Latin with the hopes of eventually being able to read Latin without the training wheels. In Latin 2, we read the next book, which is the Green Book. We learn the things that are not in the book. We take the National Latin exam, and we are prepared to move on to Latin 3. Again, our goal is to read Latin. In Latin 3, we finish up our grammar, we explore history and culture, we read poetry, and we prepare for the AP. We do tiered AP readings, we do AP style practice questions, so that by the time we get to Latin 4, we are ready. They joke and they say, AP Latin is one of the only 8-semester AP courses, so we start early, scaffolding that instruction. And in Latin 4, we read selections from the Aeneid and from Caesar's De Bello Gallico. And this year our AP test is on Friday, May 13th, 2022. Very lucky day. And we have 13 kids in the class, so extra auspicious. So my clubs, I sponsor Model UN. We usually go to 2 or 3 conferences a year. The first one is in November, and we're pretty sure it's going to be virtual. It's a public speaking and research heavy club, and each conference does have a fee. We usually meet Mondays after school. This is our remind code if any of your students are interested. And it's really fun. You pretend to be a country and argue with other kids. This year, we're also having a World Language Club where students from all the different languages can get together and do fun activities. We'll be meeting during the first rotation and trying to have at least one activity a month after school. And here is the remind code for that. Finally, if you need anything, my contact information is right here. Feel free to email me and reach out. And I look forward to this year with your students. Have a great day.